It is Friday. It's fuck it Friday. Hey, what's your fuck it today? Fuck it Friday comes from me when I was working in nonprofit and with all the lifers there. And on Friday, I would storm into the office and say, you know what, guys, fuck it. Today, we're doing something for us. And that doing something usually came in the form of something sweet and soft. I'm not talking about myself. I'm talking about donuts. I'm talking about leaving early on a Friday because you worked your ass off. I'm talking about giving you yourself something that you don't normally give yourself, right? So every Friday, I say fuck it and do something good for me. And I stand on that. I've been doing that for 12 years. And I think it's good to practice that kind of self-love because we're so hard on ourselves. Anyway, good morning, guys. Let's get to your questions. It is raining in California. So it's like a snow day. I love the rain. It's cozy because we don't get it much, you know? And so when it rains, I just want to go outside and dance. Okay, enough about me and my crazy someone asks, do you plan on writing another book after Single? Yes, absolutely. I don't know when. I need to have something to say. I think my next book is going to be about relationships and love. I have not written anything about that. I plan to write 6 books before I die. So I am halfway there. Thank you for asking, by the way. Oh, here's an interesting question. Why do marriages fall apart when those in them turn 40? I don't think that it's because people are turning 40. I think, I think marriages, like any relationships, are very difficult. And by the time, depending on when you got married, by the time that people are like 40-ish, there's a lot of change that happens. You know, we go through seasons. And if we're not growing together, which, by the way, is not natural, right? We don't just sync up as humans and grow together. That takes work. We usually drift and grow apart, right? Because of our differences. And when you're married, if you've been growing apart for a long time, by the time you're quote unquote 40-ish, the drift might be so far that it's not fixable. And so a lot of marriages fall apart around this age, but it's the people that got married early. So they usually had a long run. And also, if you got married, you know, say 21, 22, had kids, your whole 20s and 30s, which I think are about exploration and discovering yourself, are wiped out. They're not about you. They're about your marriage. They're about you're raising your children. And so when the kids kind of get older, you look at your partner and you're like, oh my God, I don't even know who I am. I don't know who you are. And there's this rebirth that happens, right? And also what they call the midlife crisis, right? And so I think this compounds how difficult it is to build a healthy, sustainable relationship when we are going through a lot of life changes. So I hope that helps. Let's talk about... what other questions do we have? How to get over someone, which I think I kind of went over yesterday. So many questions, guys. Sorry. I looked. There was a really good one in here, but I can't find it now. Okay, what about this one? Confused about ex-toxic misses me and God, my hair is messed up. Confused about an ex-toxic misses me and will change, or mad he is losing control. This person, like me, speaks broken English, so we have that connection. Confused about toxic ex misses me and will... are you guys reading this? And will... I'm not making it up. and will change or mad, he is losing control. The word that resonates with me is the word toxic, and if an ex is toxic, you're going. It's more difficult, by the way, to quote unquote get over a relationship that was chaotic and toxic than a relationship that was healthy. Usually, when you go through a breakup or an expired relationship and the relationship is healthy, it's just very sad, right? When you go through a breakup and that relationship was toxic, depending on where you are in your growth journey, there's that pull, there's that sticky, there's that heavy, dysfunctional, and their tracks that you guys have laid that kind of gets you to question if it was a right choice to leave, right? And this just means that you haven't swam far enough in your self-betterment journey for your radar to sharpen and for you to start to be repelled to people, behavior, energy that you used to be attracted to. Does that make sense? That was one long run-on sentence. Anyway, yeah, if you are confused about a toxic ex, and we could just stop there, know that that pull is coming from dysfunction. Remind yourself why it ended in the first place and focus on you. Buy this book, Single on Purpose. I'm running a book club, by the way, and it starts this Sunday. It's going to go every Sunday, casual, over clinical, like everything I do, 6 p.m. every Sunday night, and it's just going to be a bunch of singles working on themselves, having a good time. Bring a beverage, bring some jokes. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a really cool gathering. So this Sunday, book club. I will see you in there if you are if you're single and you want to hang out with like-minded people, all running toward themselves instead of other people. Someone asks how to recognize red flags early and dissect whether it is actually a red flag or to give patience. This is a great question, guys. Red flags for us, I mean, besides the obvious, like, physical abuse, emotional abuse, gaslighting, all of that. But we all have different red flags based on, our story, based on what we've been through, our love experiences. So I think, one, you trust that you will recognize them, meaning you've experienced other relationships that were possibly unhealthy. Every breakup that you've gone through has making you more wise. You know what you want more, right? I would trust that. I would trust that your body knows this is good for me, this is not. I would sit in that, right? And investigate where it comes from. I think where things come from, that's everything. If you don't follow that thread down, if you don't explore and investigate where things come from, you may be making choices based on not something healthy, but based on a residue, based on someone else's blueprints or other factors. So explore where it comes from, and that's where you're gonna realize if this is a good thing that you want to lean into or it's not. Right? Is it coming from, for example, truth? Right? Is it coming from? So what I'm talking about is why something is a red flag for you, where that comes from. And if you explore where it comes from, you'll realize, oh, that is a red flag I must hold on to with two hands. Or that's not really a red flag. That's coming from insecurity. That's coming from fear because I don't want to show myself, right? A lot of times we can hide behind red flags. We can say it's a red flag, but use it as an excuse to not be vulnerable, not show ourselves, not allow people to love us, right? Not be transparent, because loving someone is scary, For many of us, the stove is still hot. We've been burned many times. So ask yourself where it's coming from. Is it a real red flag that you really want to drive into the ground and this is a non-negotiable? Or is it you saying it's a red flag because you're scared to love someone or get into a relationship, all that stuff. So I don't know. It's something you got to process. Guys, happy Friday. I hope you have a fuck it this Friday. For me, it's going to be most likely something sweet that I could put into my mouth.